Okay, Postmaster GS back here with you with another update to my stamp album page generator for Scribus. I released version 1.3 less than a week ago, and I'd already started working on version 1.4. However, a lot of the things that I'm implementing with version 1.4 require Scribus version 1.5. And I've learned as I'm scripting version 1.4 that Scribus version 1.5 is not actually ready for prime time. That still requires a lot of work. So what I thought I would do is do this interim release of the album page generator version 1.3.5 to give you some of the new features that I'd already designed into 1.4. But since 1.4 looks like it's still a ways off, this will at least give you the opportunity to have a few of these new features while I'm working on some of the larger issues with 1.4. About three major additions with this version. From the very beginning, well, actually, before I get to the substance of it, as with version 1.3, I've made some changes to the settings, which are going to throw off presets if you've already been using presets. So if you have been using presets, once you copy your presets tab into the new spreadsheet, you'll want to click this first button up here, Update 1.3.5, which is going to update your presets to version 1.3.5. It will add in all the new blocks that I've added. Unlike with the update to version 1.3's presets, I can't do everything automatically in this update, and that is because there's a few of these boxes that have the drop-down selections in them, and I cannot update your old presets to the new boxes without losing your current settings. Because, for example, if you had a preset that had the value inside in it, well, inside no longer exists as a choice in this one, so it wouldn't update properly. So when you do this update 1.3.5 to update the presets tab, so that the number of boxes matches what's on the setting screen, you're going to lose your values in line 3. So what you'll want to do is go back in and manually reset those where you wanted them originally. That was the only way, because I could do it in order to capture the changes to the drop-down boxes here that I made on the settings tab. Okay, on to the substance of the new stuff. Since the very first beginning, well, the very first version in the very beginning of this stamp album page generator, I've given you the option of 4 fields: title, date, catalog, and caption. Now, you weren't really tied to these. For example, if you wanted something other than title, date, catalog, or caption, you could just put it in one of these boxes. These were simply labels. You weren't restricted to actually putting catalog values in the catalog field, for example. But with another change that I was going to make here, I thought I'd use this opportunity to go ahead and add in a fifth, a face value. So now on your spreadsheets, you will have an extra column for face value, and you will have an additional set of blocks here on the settings tab for face value. The face value options work just like all the others with one exception, which I'll get to here in just a minute. Also, since the very beginning, there's been a set sort order for these, well, what were 4 are now 5 text fields. And by that I mean if you were to generate pages, or we'll turn the face value off for a minute so I can show you this. If I was to generate some boxes here with the title, the date, the caption, and the catalog all set to the same side of the box. So let's say we wanted them all at the bottom of the boxes. You'll note over here that they're always going to be in the same order. Title on the top, then the date, then the catalog value, then the caption. This was not changeable no matter what you did. The only way to change it would be to go in here and, for example, take your dates and put them in the title block, or take your title and put it in the catalog block, just to get them in the order that you wanted them on the page. Never an ideal solution to have something like that hard-coded into it. So what I've done, I'll turn the face values back on here for a minute, is down here at the bottom, I've now added a stack order. The stack order lets you set what order you want these to show up in when they're all on the same side of the box. So for example here, this is kind of the default order I use: title, date, catalogs, face value, caption. But let's say for some reason you wanted the caption to be on the top, and you wanted the title to be right here, and you wanted the catalog to be here. Okay. Now the one trick with these is they all need to be individual. You've got 5 different fields, you've got 5 different blocks. They need to be unique. So for example, don't have title in here twice. It will throw things off. You won't like the results that you get. All right, so I've rearranged these. I hit go again. And now they're rearranged. Now I have the captions on the top, the dates underneath them, then the titles, then the face values, then the catalog number. So you now have the option to rearrange the text boxes in the order that you would like to see them. Okay. The one other addition that I've made, that I kept getting a question from folks who wanted to know whether they could use this to supplement their Steiner pages, usually because they had stamps that didn't necessarily fit with the size boxes that were on the Steiner page. So I've built in at least a preliminary ability to do that. I'm working on something a little larger in those regards for version 1.4, but for now I've put in kind of a stopgap solution in 1.3.5 that will allow you to at least attempt to mimic what a Steiner box looks like. I've added a preset in here that comes with the download that's Steiner-ish, so if you want to just get a handy start, you can just load that one up. What it does is it sets the style to inside face value. This is a new style that I added when I added the ability to do face values. Previously, there was an inside, but it just put the catalog number inside the box. Now I've added one that's inside face value, which will generate just a plain box with nothing but the face value in the middle of it. I'll set these to set, and because it's only doing a face value, the face value settings are the only ones that will really matter. I've attempted to put in what looks kind of like a Steiner page, but of course you're free to modify those as you see fit. The one kind of weird change with all of this, the Steiner pages use small caps, meaning when you look at the values in the middle, the face values in the middle of the stamp boxes, it's a number, and then all the letters are in small caps. Scribus does not do small caps very well. It's very difficult to make that work cleanly from a scripting perspective. You can do it fairly easily from the front end, but it's really difficult to do when you're automating, because it's not really a built-in function. So what I've done is I've added only in the face value section. You won't see this in any of the others because I really haven't gotten that far yet. I've added an option to do either a global style, an individual style, or now a global small cap style. And what the global small cap style will do is when it's set to that, whatever text you generate out of this face value box is going to generate in small caps, which the one kind of drawback to that is if you've never used the global styles in Scribus, whatever changes you make to this are going to propagate across the entire document. So if you generate these with a 6-point font size and then you go back later and change this to an 8-point font size and generate again, it's going to change all of your boxes to an 8-point font size. That's what the global styles do in Scribus. So just a little word of caution with that. Don't be surprised if you see something funky if you're not used to using those. But we load up the Steiner preset. We hit export, and we run it. And now it's a little difficult to see, so I'm going to zoom in a bit here. Now you'll see you get kind of the Steiner style, which is a single frame with the face value in the middle of it. The one little difference that I've been unable to overcome, the actual letters, not the numbers, but the letters, are a little smaller than they should be, just because Scribus does not do small caps in exactly the same manner as PageMaker does. And so the numbers are the correct height. The letters will be just a hair small If you want to fix that, the way to do it is to ungroup them and then go in and manually select the letters and up their font size a little bit. But there's just not a way to automate it because it would require having one font size for the number and a different font size for the letters, and that's just not really feasible to do from the back end of this thing. So let's zoom back out a little here. So you can see now there is a preset, and there is the ability to generate the frame styles, which is just a frame with the face value in the middle in an attempt to mimic the Steiner style pages. So let's see, that gets the new stack orders, the addition of a face value, and the ability to do a Steiner style page. That is version 1.3.5. Give it a try. Let me know if you run into any problems. I will continue working on version 1.4 with some exciting new additions. So give it a try. Let me know what you think.